What's going on, people? It's Mr. back again with the different subject today. It's about the transfers in and out. I've got a special guest with me. I'll start with Lee. How you doing, Lee?
You okay, mate?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. How you doing, Gary?
I'm all right, Benny. You?
I'm not too bad. We've got a new starter. I've nicked him from Matchday Max because Max wouldn't give it me. So we've got a new bloke in Steve. How you doing, Steve?
I'm all right, Ben. How are you, mate? You all right?
I'm not too bad. 2 weeks off international break, boredom. But as everyone aware that the transfer window is closed, and like I said, it's a good topic today as well. So if people want to join in today, put the comments below, and we'll talk about it. And if you are new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button, like if you know. And like I said, let's start off. So, lads, I'll start with you, Lee. Transfers, transfer out. Players like Arthur, Blackett, quite a lot of players gone out. What players are you disappointed has left Nottingham Forest?
Well, I'm glad Harry Arter's gone in the end, but I'm disappointed because we just never saw the best of him, did we? Everybody was excited when we got him, and he was a major letdown, really. Otherwise, I think we've done quite well with the outgoings. We've got rid of quite a lot of the deadwood, haven't we? We've really only been left with Bong and Jenkinson, you could say, from sort of the bomb squad. So outgoings, I think it's not been too bad, really. No complaints.
What about you, Gary?
I agree with Lee. I think we've done okay. I think Arter didn't live up to potential. Maybe Knockout didn't last season either. I see a lot of people, this 50-50 split, I think, with Gabriel going. To me, it was okay in games, but then he drifted quite a bit. So I'm not too bad, especially with the incomings that we've actually got in.
What about you, Steve?
The only one I would be disappointed with, and I'm not disappointed now, but I was most probably disappointed up to the Coventry game, was Rib, because we had a major problem at left back and we had to bring Bong in from the bomb squad. Yeah, and that was the only one. All the others, yeah, I'm fine with that gone. But Rib, I think we should have just held on to one of them, because I think Rib and the guy went to Cyprus was better than Bong. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. I just think
you can have your opinion. You can have your opinion, Steve. It's okay.
Nowhere near that team. I'm sorry, okay. But that was the only one for me. All the others, yeah, I agree with.
Are you not disappointed about Harry Arter, Steve? Because, like I said, I think he was a good player, but I'm disappointed with Harry Arter. Are you not disappointed with Harry Arter gone?
No, I agree what Lee said. I agree what Gary said. They just didn't cut it, did he? And I think it was I'm not too sure. Did we put him on a 3 or 4 year contract on some
4 year contract?
And I don't know whether it's true, but someone said he was on 35 grand a week. Well, and to me, he just didn't do it. He just didn't want to know. So no, I'm not disappointed. Yeah, good. We've got rid of him, but we've still got to pay him for another 2 years, because he's going to come back and we're going to have to try and farm him off again, unfortunately.
I was talking about, like, I don't know if it was you, Lee, talking about Jordan Gabriel. Like, I think I'm a little bit disappointed that he left. I know, like, we all went to the Derby game and he wasn't that great, but it's no disappointed that Jordan Gabriel gone, or do you think he wasn't good enough, Gary?
I just personally think he just needs a bit more experience. He may be one for the future, but have we got time to bring him in at the moment? Yeah.
Okay. Lee, like other players are gone as well. Like there's Tyler Blackett, Tammy Obi, DeCosta as well, Ribeiro. Like, are you just like? Are you still like? Are you like not disappointed that we could have kept Ribeiro? Like, I know we're struggling with left backs. I know we brought. We'll talk about Lowe later. But are you not disappointed like players?
Yeah,
like
well, Ribeiro was always a good servant, wasn't he? But then we seemed to get mixed messages last season that he wanted to go. Then he was saying he didn't want to go. It was the club who didn't want him. So I mean, what was the final outcome there? Did he push for the move or what? We never.
Ribeiro.
Yeah,
I think what it was allegedly, like he was homesick.
Yeah.
That's what was.
But then he denied it, didn't he? It was like he said, she said a bit there. So I mean, you don't want players that don't want to be in the team. But I think with regards to Jordan Gabriel, I mean, I never realised till I think it was probably after the Derby game that he's actually 23 this month. And I thought he was only about 19.
He's old.
He's older, and he's only played 5 games for us. You know, we signed him 6 years ago, and he's played just 5 games. And you know, he does look. You know, when he plays, he's really looked like a rookie, hasn't he? He's looked nervous, and for somebody of that age, you need to be a bit further along. And I think they've probably done the right move of moving him on. Because if you're not really at a certain level by the age of 22, 23, then when are you ever going to be? You know what I mean? So I think that's probably a sensible move. I mean, you look at the lad that we've got in today to take his place. It's a no-brainer, really. And he's younger.
Yeah. So, like I said, Forest I brought in, I think, 9 players in, and that's why I thought what's everyone's opinion as well. People, what players are you happy that's brought in? Comment below. I will ask all the lads what players that are happy with him. I'll start with you, Steve. Out of all the 9 players, what player are you happy as came in?
Oh God, it's a difficult one. I'm happy. I think the first one I'm happy with, and I might get some negative comments here. I'm happy with the goalkeeper they brought in. I've seen the goalkeeper twice, and I think I'm not going to criticise players here or anything like that, but I think
Steve, feel free. Steve, feel free.
I think on Saturday I've got to ask questions about Samba for the goal. Was it struck well? Could he have saved it? Was it one of them? And I just think he's on by a whisker. Samba is just keeping that position by a whisker. And I've saw this goalkeeper twice now, the American lad, and I think give it a couple of weeks, I think he'll have the number 1. He'll be certainly getting the chance. I've been very impressed with him, and I can see it happening. I also obviously Garner, Zink. I know they're loans, but you saw on Saturday. I just want to go back to something that Lee said about Gabriel on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we were all at the Derby game.
Yeah.
And I thought Zink struggled on Saturday because every time he got the ball, he was looking for Gabriel to come on the outside. Yeah. And Gabriel weren't there, and he had to go back in. And the Derby lads were closing him down. And you could sense it in the first half. He was sort of like, I've got to go inside now. And he was you notice he was going all inside. I didn't think Gabriel gave us that option of bombing down the wing like we got. I mean, we didn't have the problem. We didn't have that on the left-hand side. I know that. So Zink and Garner, yeah. I think the dark horse is going to be Silva.
Do you think? I know this is
what I've been told by the West Ham people who I know. They cannot believe the negativity the Forest fans are giving this kid.
Steve,
I agree.
It's Forest fans for you.
They said he's going to be an exceptional championship player, and that's what they're saying. They said they can't believe it.
People in the comments, right? Like Steve just mentioned about the new sign from Silva. Like, what's everyone's opinion? Because I said, like Steve said, the West Ham fans are shocked with the Forest fans the way they're saying he's a B-Tech Costa. That's what I'm hearing. So people in the comments.
Well,
go on, Lee.
I was going to say, I mean, I've seen this little screenshot that seems to be doing the rounds from somebody's took from Wikipedia of his club stats, which don't look great. But what people haven't then sent is underneath that there's his international stats from under 17s up to under 20s, and he's got a really good goals to games record. I think it was something like 20 goals in 60 games for the youth teams. So, it's easy, isn't it? It depends whether you want to find a negative or find a positive. We don't know anything about those stats. I mean, for the clubs, you don't know whether he's been played out of position, whether he's been in a poor side, or whether he's been a sub. You can't just look at stats and decide whether a player is good or not. And his club stats aren't great, but then his international ones are. So you've just got to give him a chance.
Yeah.
This thing, like I said, as you mentioned, Steve, like I said, I've seen it as well. Like Forest fans, well, it's pathetic, and it's embarrassing to be a Forest fan. Just hear all these negative comments about a player that's not even played a game yet, and the response, like, I don't know, Guy. What do you think, Guy, of the response of the negativity towards Silva?
It's Forest fans all over. Looking at Twitter last night, it was so much negativity about all the signings coming in, purely because we didn't sign a striker out and outright. There was just going for it for some reason. But to me, I think, like Steve said, Zinchenko's been a bit of cut above the rest at the moment. And I'm quite interested to see what the new fullbacks have got in, which is supposed to be quite fast and pacey and like overlapping. I'm just interested to see if we get a bit of pace back like we did when we had Cash and Ribeiro up the wings, and a bit more, I don't know, chances for grabbing it Taylor to get.
I think like as Forest fans knew, we've signed. How many right backs have we signed? We've got one from Olympiacos, one from Middlesbrough. We've got the Arsenal right back, and I was about to ask you, Steve. We brought another Olympiacos player again, right back. What's your opinion on it?
Well, come and ask me in 6 weeks when he's playing for Forest. You know what I mean? I'm not going to give an opinion. You know, like I say, because he was coming from Olympiacos, he's a cast-off. If we'd have signed him from, I don't know, a Spanish first division club, oh, he's a great player.
Yeah.
Like Gary says, we are so fickle as Forest fans. So I think you've got to give these players the time. You know, over to you, Chris Hughton. You know, you've got, this is what you've got. You've got now. One thing I've noticed today, we have developed a lot of pace in our team. Wherever you look now, we've got pace.
Silva's supposed to be very pacey.
Very pacey. And we were very, very one pace. Last year, when we were watching it, we were very one pace, slow, methodical, got to go back, got to go forward. The guy from, I can't say his name, I've been calling him Odd Job because that's what, you know, calling the
Who's that? Who's that?
Peru, I just called him Odd Job.
The Paraguayan.
So I've been telling all my mates, this Odd Job that we've got from Peru, I think there's something in him because Forest have given him a 4-year, 1-year contract, which is 5 years, I think, in total. So there's something they've seen in there. And I think he's a guy that he likes to play in front of the midfield, and he gets the ball forward quick. What Garner does, you know, Garner gets the ball. Where does it go? Forward. It doesn't go sideways and backwards. So me, but honestly, about the right backs and all the players, listen, ask me in 6 weeks, because I think whatever they've done in the past is irrelevant. It's what you do now when you put that red shirt on. And whenever you put that red shirt on, you're going to get my support. You know,
Steve, you mentioned Garner, East Ham Forest, and we bought the Odd Job, as you call him, and we've got Ryan Yates, we've got Cafu, we've got Colback. Who like this is for everyone. Who do you think is the right person? We've not seen the Paraguay guy, but who do you think is the right person to play alongside Garner? What about you? You firstly.
I think you rotate it with the. I mean, I know people don't like Yates, but I would have played Yates against Derby any day of the week. And okay, he didn't have his greatest of games, but sometimes in derbies or feisty games, you need someone who's in there who's just going to get in people's faces. Then when you're playing certain other teams, maybe if you're playing some technical teams or even if you're playing teams that you think you can get at, then you don't need to play somebody like Yates as much in those days. But in the sort of the battley games, you would. So I think you just sort of. I mean, Garner's the first name on the team sheet, and then you sort of just take it. I'd take it with the opposition then who plays alongside him.
Do you think, Lee, that Forest now with everyone they brought in have got they've got so many different formations they can play. They can play 3-5-1 or 3-4-1-1, whatever. I mean, I mean, I was thinking today of the different
teams that we could play. You know, I love the way that we finished against Derby with that sort of 4-4-2 look. You know, where it was just all creative all across the midfield and two up top. Now you could play that team, but you could even if you put And then I know, Ben, you're not Carvalho's biggest fan, but you could even, if you put a Carvalho in that...
No, right, lately, I wouldn't say, right, I think he's talented, but he only plays good, as I said, this is my opinion, he only plays good if we're 1-0 up.
Yeah.
And people criticize Ryan Yates, but Carvalho, like, I don't know if I know, Scary, Steve, did you go to the Stoke game?
I didn't go to Stoke game because with holidays and stuff, I'd missed it, but I've been to the 2 Carling Cup games, and the Derby game was the sort of like the first game. And like I say, the first half, I was like, oh my God, what's going off here? And then second half, it was like a different animal, weren't we? We were just a different team. I'm
not, like I said, with Cavalli, he's a frustrating player. But my problem is, he went to Spain, didn't do nothing. He had a chance against Stoke, didn't do nothing.
But he was a bit hung out to dry, wasn't he, against Stoke? Do you think they're one of the biggest teams in the league, and it's a bit of a baptism of fire to put him in that game.
He's given a chance. He's been given a chance.
He was given a chance, yeah.
Chance. And look at Derby. Right, all of you went. Did he do anything against Derby?
No.
He didn't do nothing. And the grief that Ryan Yates gets, because Ryan Yates is a homecoming player. Yes, he is a homecoming player. But Cavalli, he didn't do it. And it won't surprise me. And if people don't disagree with me, they can in the comments. He won't. I don't think he'll play for Forest again because he was awful.
But don't you think if you put him in that team that finished, say Carvalho was playing instead of either Taylor or Graben, and he had like Garner, Zinkernagel, Maiten, Johnson all around him, he would have a better chance to flourish with creative players around him.
Lee, who do you play up front? If you take Taylor and Graben off and put Cavallo, I'm a Cavallo lover, Lee. I think on Saturday I walked out and I think that's it. The myth's done. If everyone's fit, Cavallo don't get in that team. I don't think Cavallo gets in the team, and I think he'll struggle to get on the bench if everyone's fit.
Yeah,
but he just needs to run a games, and I agree. I do agree with that. Now, to be fair to Hughton, he's given sort of back-to-back starts in the league now, hasn't he? So he's had those. So, but I still think with the right players around him. I watched that game with Villa popped up the other day, just the 5-5, and Carvalho was running a show in that game. With you get the right attacking players around him, he'll be a different player, I think. But I think prior to the Derby game, we didn't have the likes of Garner, did we, and some of these other players. So I wouldn't want to write him off just yet. But he's just another option. He's just an option now. I think that a better option than what we had a couple of weeks ago.
So Lee, okay, right. So the comment from Lee Goodburn, he needs to play one of the games. So would you play him against Cardiff then?
Maybe not against Cardiff because again they're a bit like a Stoke, aren't they? Mick McCarthy, a bit physical. I'd probably like another game where you play Yates, just at least to start and see how it's panning. But then later on, the end of the following week we play a Huddersfield, Spanish, type of continental manager. He'd probably be better suited to play in Huddersfield than he would to be playing against Cardiff. So again, I think you just got to look at the opposition sometimes and pick the play. That's why it frustrates me when we play two holding midfielders when we're playing somebody like Blackburn or Coventry or someone. You've got to be able to rotate it about a bit.
Steve, I think did you disagree with Steve about starting Carvalho against Cardiff?
Carvalho, no, he doesn't start for me. Sorry, Lee, he just doesn't start for me. I just think no. I think I do agree. One thing, I think Cardiff are going to be a bit physical. In that game,
you've got to match them.
That game, you've got to play Yates in that game for me. Okay, and he's most probably is going to start Yates and Garner as two defensive midfielders. I would like to see us have a bit more pace. Really. So rather than us being negative with Cardiff, have a bit more pace. So Cardiff have got to worry about a pace because I think they're a bit one pace at the back, Cardiff. So let's get behind them. But no, I don't play Carvalho in that game. Sorry.
There's comment like there's negative fans at every club who loves to moan at every opportunity, not just Forest thing. Grabbing a Taylor will score decent service, offers offensive setup.
Yeah,
but will play that way? Do you think? No, I don't think he'll play that way. I don't think he'll play two up front against Cardiff. He'll definitely not play that. Right, next topic, live boys. I think the best. I think transfer window we had was keeping Worrell and Johnson. Garrett, how happy are you with Forest kept them two? He's delay. Gary, we can't hear you.
I think there's a delay, isn't there?
Gary, take your headphones off.
Yeah.
He's in delay now. He's in delay. We can't hear you.
Where is he? Is he in South America? Is he in Paraguay?
It's a hard job.
He's bringing him over.
Gary, right. We'll ask you, Lee, before Lee talk. How are you happy that we've kept Worrell and Johnson?
Yeah, that's the big plus for me. It was a bit of, I mean, would you?
Extremely happy. I think that's probably one of the best bits of business that we might do with the transfer window. Well, whether they can keep him in January might be different.
Gary, there's delay. You're delaying.
Now he thinks I'm talking.
Gary, come in, come back out. Come back out. Let me take Gary out because he. Oh, right, okay. Let's come back in.
Right. Where were we again?
Worrell and Johnson.
Worrell and Johnson. Yeah, that's a real bonus because I was kind of resigned to losing one of them. I suppose the question is, would you rather have sold one of them if it meant buying a striker? I don't know. I mean, would any of you took a punt on Saido Berahino? I mean, I see he's gone to Sheffield. I would have been very tempted with the right manager. And Chris Hughton is a bit of he strikes me as one of those coaches who put an arm around a player and talk to him rather than, give them a bit of a kick up the backside. And, that could have been a good sort of player coach fit. And he has got the ability, hasn't he? He just needs the right manager to coax it out of him.
I know when I seen that, except for Wednesday, I think it was except for Wednesday. It's Darren Moore.
Yeah,
that could have been a decent move for Forest. But
I mean, when he was at Stoke, he didn't score a lot of goals, but I know through my Stoke friends that he became a bit of a cult hero. Under Gary Rowett, he finally got off the mark, and then Rowett got the sack, and Nathan Jones just didn't fancy him, and that was it. But that half season under Gary Rowett, he did start to look like he turned a corner. So I think he could have been a good, worth a punt, really.
Yeah. Steve, what's your opinion on Worrell and Johnson?
Oh, I think that was. I was like Lee. I thought one of them was going to go. I thought Johnson was going to go because I think Brentford were constantly knocking on the door, weren't they? I did hear rumours at one stage they offered Forest 8 million, but I think it was paid over 4 years or something, weren't it? And Forest said no. But no, I'm really happy that them two have stayed. I think. And I said this to my lads today, who are both Forest fans. I think if Johnson's with us this time next year, he's had a bad season. Because I think, if he has a good season, he's going next. He's going to go
5%,
110%.
100%.
So, I mean, apparently he's played well today for Wales, Ante, and
he got the penalty for Wales.
So I was well happy. To see Joe there on Saturday as well, I think, even though he was 70% fit, I think he just put his body on the line, and that's what we need. Joe Walsh should be captain. And that's it.
5%.
Captain. I don't understand Lewis as captain. I'm sorry, I just do not get it.
People in comments, do you agree or disagree with Steve as Grobin as captain? I know me personally, I'm with you, Steve. I think quite a lot of Forest fans agree with you, Steve. Grabban shouldn't be captain at all.
Just scratch me head when I see Lewis Grabban and Joe Wall in the same team, and Lewis Grabban's captain. I think, really?
He's not even a regular in the team anymore, is he? Grabban at the moment, him and Taylor just seem to be swapping. So how can you have the captain when he's not, a mainstay in the team?
We'll get on to Taylor and Grabban in a bit later, but I have my own thoughts on that one. I'll wait till I'm asked that one.
Gary, can you hear me, Gary?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're delaying. I can hear you talking, but you're delaying.
It's got to be in Paraguay.
I'm in
What is
Colombia.
going on? Oh days. Well, and that was the next topic, Steve. I was about to talk about grabbing until like there's so much gossip about Forest signing that striker, but now we've not brought a proper striker in. I'll start with you, Lee. Grabbing or Taylor? Who is your number 9 from?
I would stick with Graben just purely from what he's done in the past. He's proven. Again, he hasn't had a lot of service, has he, over the last over this season, really, because we haven't had the likes of Garner playing and obviously now these other players have come in. So maybe you've got to judge the likes of whoever's up front now that they've got the proper team behind them. Now is when they've got to really start delivering, because they have been isolated at times. You can't deny that they've been so isolated. It's not like they've been creating chance after chance after chance and they've been missing them. So I'd still stick with Graben just from what he's done in the past.
What about you, Steve? Steve's face says it all.
Oh God!
Steve's face says it all.
Oh, I am gonna go against this. I think I would play Taylor simply because
you know what? I agree with you.
I went to the Northampton game friendly.
I went as well. I went.
Grabbing in the first half and Taylor in the second half. I think I'm right.
Yeah.
And I walked away from that game and I went, do you know what? Taylor works harder and he brings other players in the team.
You know what? Right, see, can I put that? I went to Northampton game as well. And when Taylor played that game, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Carvalho played good as well.
Yeah.
And when them two play, Lee's face. When him and Carvalho started, I thought, you know what? If them two played away and they played against Northampton, we could destroy Derby. But it didn't happen. So, me personally, people in the comments, who would you prefer, Graben or Taylor? I prefer Taylor.
He works harder for the team. Saturday for me, I thought Taylor worked his socks off. All right, but Graben, I think both of them, if they did play 4-4-2, I think they'll do okay, because I think they'll bounce off each other. But I'm sorry, me personally at the minute, Taylor, you're playing for me.
Yeah. It's a 50-50 in here. People saying Graben, people saying Taylor. Gary, what's yours, Gary?
Can you hear me now about the delay?
I can hear you, but you're still delaying on the video.
Right. I'd say it's 50-50, but looking at Taylor at the weekend taking that shot too early, I think if Graben was on, they did 99% chip the keeper from there.
Never. Hey, come on, Gary. Never.
Yeah.
Well, he did get a similar chance at the City Ground, didn't he, 2 years ago from a bit of a mess up at the back, and that won us the game.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
I can't.
50-50. I think it depends on the opposition. They've both got plus points. Well, not many, but they've got some plus points, and they've both got negative points. I think life says Taylor runs our team. Grabbing can be lazy, but I think it's a bit more knows where the goalposts are.
Okay. Right, next topic. Like I said, Forest brought in 9 players. I'll start with you, Steve. Brought in 9 players. What players do you think needs to prove a point? Like as we know, what's his name? Manu player, Loney. What's his name now? What's his name? Manu Loney. Garner. He was fantastic for us last season, and now we see him in the flesh. Do you think he's got a point to prove in front of the Forest fans to get be better for us this season?
I won't say he's got a point to prove. I think how old's Garner? Is he 19 or 20?
About 19.
19 or 20. The Manu lot, they highly rate him, don't they? So
Yeah.
you know, I mean, Solskjaer wasn't going to let him go out unless he signed a new contract. So I don't think he's got anything to prove. I do think Garner will be. I thought he lacked a little bit of match fitness on Saturday, but hey, no one's going to hold that against him. You know, by the Middlesbrough game, I think he'll be rearing to go. So no, I don't think Garner's got anything to prove at all. I think he'll be an excellent. Like I said to you off air, Ben. When you separate the transfer,
Yeah,
the loans and the permanent, you look at the loans, and the loans that we've all got are all quality in my opinion.
yeah, they are.
And I think when we do get running, I think it's going to be good. And I don't think there should be any negativity towards the loans. Personally.
What about you, Lee? Like I said, Steve's touched on about the loans, and if you see, there are positives, and Forest fans are moaning about we bought so much loans, blah blah. We bought 4 loans, 4 buys. But what's your opinion on everything?
Well, we have got loans, but we can always make those loans permanent, can't we? At some point, I wouldn't be surprised maybe if you saw Low or someone get made permanent. I mean, do you think Tutu might stay, or do you think he might end up going with his injuries? Maybe. So I suppose that'll be one of those when we just see what he does.
I personally think, and again, this is my opinion. I think with Tutu, with him being injured, this is the reason I thought that we brought in the Olympiacos right back.
Yeah.
Because we don't know about anything about this Misbah right back, do we? I don't know much about him. But
and I've Finn back as well, who did impress.
And Finn back as well.
We've got 4 right backs now. We've gone from having no right backs to all of a sudden having 4.
No, Lee, we've got 6 right backs. 6. Do you know that? I don't know if everyone knows that.
I think the guy from Middlesbrough can play left back as well, can't he? And he can play right wing, so it's interchangeable.
Oh, I never knew that. I know we've got 6 right backs, and
can I also say that Tutu's back in training today?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he had tweeted something apparently that he was.
He's back in training, so there's possibility. Yeah, so that's positive as well.
But it was a serious hamstring injury, wasn't it, that he had last season at Cardiff? And then on his first game for us, he gets another hamstring. You just wonder, is he going to be one of those players that's just going to be constantly getting injured? And that's why they've thought, right, we're going to have to get a bit of extra cover in. I'd be interested to know if we would have signed, this Spence and Drager had Tutu not got injured. I don't think we would have.
Right, so next topic, we're talking about Hughton. As everyone knows, Hughton has been under pressure. And I thought if we lost Derby on Saturday, I thought Hughton was gone. Steve, I'll speak to you first about it. Are you a fan of Chris Hughton, and what does he need to do? Like he's got his players in, if they are his players, and what do you think he needs to do?
Well, he needs to win.
That's
like anything, he needs to win. I was very reluctant in getting rid of Chris Hughton because I think he never had a summer, did he? Did he come last year when we were at 2 days of the window left? January was ridiculous, isn't it? It's a silly window. They should get rid of that. So he had a chance he's had the summer, he's got it now, and that's what I said to you, Ben. Over to you now, Chris. It's over to you. Now, if he goes the next 5 games with 1 point, he's gone.
Yeah,
he's gone. All right. I actually think, my opinion, I think he's got to get at least 5 points out the next 3.
Yeah, who got? Is it? I think we got Cardiff
home, Middlesbrough home, and Huddersfield away.
Huddersfield.
Yeah.
He's got to get 5 points out the next.
All in 6 days, 6 big days.
Yeah, and I noticed on Sunday, and I'll just finish off with this and let the other guys talk. I noticed on Sunday there was all this thing about Chris Wilder. I think that's a smokescreen because we've got young players. It's going to be can work with young players. All right, if they're changing, but at the minute, I would say I'm behind Chris Hughton.
The thing I like, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna be fake. I'm a Chris Wilder fan. I like Chris Wilder when he was at not Sheffield United. I think he was at Oxford beforehand, and I'm not lying. I am a fan, but I just don't think he's a Forest boy because he was at Sheffield United. He was a Sheffield United fan, and him coming to Forest, I don't know. Right, with everyone whoever is if Chris Hughton gets sacked, that the manager job is a toxic job. It's a graveyard. That's my opinion. And I like I said, I am a fan, but Lee, what with Chris Hughton, like the pressure, there is pressure on him. I think this Cardiff game on Sunday next week is a tough game for him, isn't it? In front of the fans.
I think he's got a week, really, hasn't he? But what would you say he's got? The minimum's got to be. Would you say, at least sort of 5 points? A win and 2 draws would probably.
I personally think he needs at least, because 1 point out of 5 games, it's not good enough. I personally think he needs 7.
So they can't lose any of those 3 games, can we? Really?
If you think about it, like I said, we've got Cardiff, we've got Middlesbrough, and a Neil Warnock side. We never beat a Neil Warnock side, do we? We always have problems against Middlesbrough. I personally think 7 points. But what about you, Gary? How many points do you think? There's a lot of people in the comments. What do you think? How many points do we need? Gary, how many points do we need?
I think he needs 7. I think he's got to win in the 2 home games and picking up a point away at Huddersfield.
What about you, Steve?
Well, I'd still say he needs. He most probably he's got to take a minimum of 5. I think anything lower than 5 is gone. Because it's not just the point on Saturday. Haven't we won in 11 matches or something? 11 league games now. 11 league games not won. So I think 5. The question I'll ask everyone here, and I don't mean to ask questions. Do you think we've got someone lined up?
Yeah.
I think they'll always have somebody lined up.
We always have someone lined up.
And I wondered that when we signed this low from Sheffield United. I wonder if that was sort of maybe Chris Wilder having a little word, potentially, because he took him to Sheffield Wednesday for Sheffield United, didn't he? So I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence.
I tend to agree with you, Ben, and you, Lee. I think there's someone in the wings. I think by the Millwall game, Chris Hughton will either be in a job or the new manager will be in a job. I think it's the seesaw effect. It's either or. There's no in the middle. I think he'll be given the month with the new signings. He's got to be given the month, I think, and then after that they'll make their mind up one way or the other.
Because there's another international break, isn't there? In the middle of October or the end of October, yeah.
There is. So, people in the comments, if you want to ask any questions to Steve, Lee, and Gary, you can. If you like I said, there's 51 people watching the good-looking one. If you are new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button, like as well. Like I said, we've got 2 weeks off, and Chris Hughton, I'll say someone people in the comments as well. The formation, who would you pick? The first 11 of Chris Hughton against Cardiff. I'll start with you, Steve. This next 11, right?
I get a chance to think now.
You got a chance to think. That's all right. Lee and Gary, you got something to think about.
What, the starting 11 for Cardiff?
Yeah, start 11 for Cardiff. Who would you?
Everyone's available.
Yes, everyone's available. Yeah. As well, comment below. Who do you think will be doing it as well?
Can I come back to the keeper? At the minute? Because I'm like this with the keeper. Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to make a decision on the goalkeeper. I'm going to go for the American. I'm going to go for him. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going for him. All right. Okay. Right back.
He's under pressure. Steve's under pressure.
Right back.
Imagine how Chris Hughton feels.
Right back. I'm going to go for.
I know who was in defence.
Middlesbrough lad, right back. Okay, I'm going to go for Middlesbrough lad, right back. Left back. Arsenal lad, 2-2. Centre backs, they pick themselves. They pick themselves.
Steve, who's your left back?
Is it 2-2, the Arsenal lad?
Not low.
No.
Isn't 2-2 back?
No, but he can play left back.
Right.
This is if everyone is fit and available.
Okay. Right. Wow. Okay.
Everyone's fit and available. The reason being is I'm just saying, okay? Just saying, all right? I'm sure people will comment on this. The centre backs, we know who the centre backs are. I don't have to tell that.
Yeah.
Midfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
For odd job.
Garner. Then I'm going to go.
This is a tricky one. This is a tricky one.
Then I'm going to go Jono. Yeah.
Yeah.
Odd job. Yeah. Right.
Good job.
Zink and Taylor.
Wow. Wait. So Yates, Garner,
Yeah.
Zink, Odd Job,
Jono.
Jono, and
Jono.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. That's wait. That's a bit of a strange formation. That's a bit strange.
I'm playing against Cardiff, 2 defensive midfielders. Okay.
3.
Eh? No, I'm going to have Zink. I'm going to have Odd Job pushing on to support Taylor.
Okay.
I'm going to give him, go and get in there, son. Because apparently he's got a good engine, so he likes tracking back. So
Okay.
I'll push him in an advanced position.
Okay. Lee, you're next.
I would probably go with obviously I'd stick with Samba in goal, McKenna and Worrell centre backs, Spence right back, Lowe left back, Yates again in midfield more because of the opposition with Garner. And you know what? I'd be reluctant to play Mighton and Johnson in this game with it being against a physical Cardiff side. So I'd maybe look at going Zinkenagel and Lolly on the wings. With so that leaves with 2, doesn't it? So unless you went with Johnson off Graben, or you simply go with Taylor and Graben up top.
I know no, it don't work. I just don't.
But you've still got the likes of Johnson and Mighton that you can bring off the bench, can't you? Then if the game opens up or we end up chasing it or something.
Yeah. There's a comment again. Who the heck is Odd Job? It's the Paraguay player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say his name, so I've just called him Odd Job.
It's a big first game to throw him in, isn't it? He's only 21. You never know. He might be more like one for the future.
Yeah.
Don't forget though, he's South American, so he's a tough little cookie.
Oh yeah. He'll be able to. He'll be sticking his elbows out.
Americans are very clever.
Yeah. Gary, what's your team in Gary?
I agree with Lee for the defence. I'd stick low at the right, low one side, and the Middlesbrough lad the other side with the 2 centre backs. And I'd stick with Sam Bringold this time just to see what it's like after an international break. But in the middle, I'd be a bit more attacking against Cardiff. I'd start with Odd Job and Gardner in the middle, with Zink and Johnson out wide and Taylor grabbing up front.
Oh, okay. My turn. This might rough for a bit. I'm not gonna lie. I agree with you, Steve. I think we should give Havertz a chance. I know. The thing with goalkeepers, they always get criticised. They always get criticised every time. But I personally think give Havertz a chance because I think he played well. I know it's Bradford and all that, so I'll give him a chance.
He did make a good save though, Samba, didn't he, against Derby early in the second half? If that had gone in, game over.
Yeah. Right back, I put 2-2. Left back, I put Low. But the centre backs, fully fit, Worrell and So.
Wow.
Not McKenna.
All right.
Not McKenna. I like McKenna, but that Coventry game. If you remember, did you remember Lee? I think the Coventry game he played well.
He did, yeah.
I think he
But
played
Cardiff
well.
still got this
He got
well,
injured.
Cardiff still got the big lad up top who was a bit of a handful against us last season. What was his name again?
Oh no, he's gone to Wolves.
He's gone.
Right.
He's gone to Wolves. So he's gone. The midfield, because I said, as you mentioned, Cardiff, they've got a physical side.
Mick McCarthy team's always direct.
I'm definitely going for Yates. I don't care what anyone said. People can give me grief. Like I'm definitely going for Yates.
See, I think Cardiff is slow at the back, which is why I went more attacking.
I think Yates, Gardner, Johnson. I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? Because as number 9, I'll definitely have Taylor. Odd Job. I think I'll give Odd Job a chance. Gardner, Yates, Odd Job, Johnson, Zingzinger, and Taylor. That's my team.
Does Lolly not get into anyone's team, or has everyone written Lolly off?
I don't think he's not started great. He's not started great. I don't know if it's me, but he's not done nothing.
What's the illness he's had, by the way? Because is that COVID? Is it? Yeah.
COVID.
Bad, I mean COVID.
He's had COVID.
He has been unlucky though in the last 12 months, hasn't he? I mean, you can't fault his attitude when he plays. He's had bad luck with injury and illness, but how would he fit into the team now? That's the only thing, isn't it? If he's going to be on the wing, you've got like Johnson, Zinkernagel, and Mike who can all play out there.
Someone said earlier about Cavallo needs a run of games. I think Lolly, once he's fit, needs a run of games. And I think with Lolly, I think if you give him the run of games, I think he gets better. Because I think that's my opinion with Lolly. But you look at that team, and everyone's fit. You look at your subs. Your subs are just, you've got so much difference with subs now, haven't you? Coming on, know, with dynamic attacking. You got Mighton, Lolly comes on. He can change a game. Mighton, I thought Saturday when Mighton came on, he just ran at the defenders. The Derby lad was absolutely petrified of going forward.
Well, I suppose even with Yates now, if you didn't want to play Yates, you could potentially put Colback alongside Garner, and Colback can do the sort of dirty work, can't he? And he's got Garner there to just give the ball to, and like Clough used to say, give the ball and give it to someone who can play. Yeah. And they've got that option now with Garner being there. I think Colback and Yates together, neither of them do each other any favours.
No, that just.
What about Silva from West Ham? Wouldn't any of you guys put him up front?
I forgot about him. What about him?
I'd bring him on.
Run's supposed to be quite fast.
Silva comes on with 20 minutes for me on Saturday, on that Sunday if it's not going.
I forgot about Silva. Bloody hell.
He described himself as being pacey and technical, which I think, obviously you want strikers to score goals, but, if you can have those two attributes, everyone wants the teams to be technical and pacey, don't they? First and foremost, you're going to play good football, so and hopefully then the goals will come.
Right, last but not least, nearly the hour mark. I know we're bottom of the league, but I'll start with who's I start with? I'll start with you, Steve. Right. Sorry, I know I'm always putting you under pressure. Sorry, Steve. I'm putting you under pressure again. Is Chris Hughton the man for the job to get us up? And secondly, do you think he needs more time, to build a team? Like, I know, I'm sick and tired of hearing about plans, plans. What, do you think he should have time at Forest?
Do I have to answer it yes or no, or can I give my opinion?
Give your opinion.
I think Chris Hughton will not be given any time. I think I think we've all said it. The next 3 games are going to be massive for Chris Hughton. I think there is someone in the wings waiting to take over. Who I don't know. Do I think he will get us up? He will have to change his tactics. To get us up, he will have to play more attacking football to cause more trouble to the opposition. Do I think he can do that? 55% says no, 45% says yes. That's where I am with that one. I don't think Chris Hughton will be in charge at the end of the season. That's my opinion.
Lee?
The mind up.
I'm not a Chris Hughton fan. I've got to say,
you're not a Chris Hughton fan?
No, but I want to give him I want to try and give him as much time as possible to turn it around. And now that he's got this team, there's no more excuses for the negative play. Even if we start playing good football over the next month, but we don't get the results because of the start, it doesn't matter in a way now how good we play, does it? The results, he needs to get results as well. So I would stick with him for now, and I would see how we're doing at the next international window in a month's time.
Gary?
Yeah, I don't think he'll be given time. It's like any Forest. It's like a poison chalice, really. I don't think no manager's given the time to get one season, bring the players in, doesn't work, and then we're back to square one again. But if he's going to do it, it's got to start changing formations a bit with these attacking players. He's brought in a used wing backs and maybe play a 3-5-2, and bring it up so we've got some attacking play. But if he sticks with this persistent defensive football in the same formation, I don't think it'll be in October at the next international break.
Right. So that thank you everyone for coming on. Steve, thank you very much for coming on. Before we go, I know as everyone knows, Steve he's on a Matchday Max. So if Matchday Max you're watching, Steve, you will be terminating your contract with Matchday Max, and you'll be on my channel for now on.
Just ask one question, yeah. Just want to ask one question to Lee, yeah.
Yeah.
Lee, you said about Chris Hughton should be given the time up to the next international break. What happens if we only take a point out the next 3 games? Do you still think the board will give him that time?
Probably not actually. No, but I don't think. I think we'll at least get 4 points from the next 3 games, even if it's win, lose, draw. But I'd be surprised if we were to. Put it this way: if we lose to Cardiff, it's going to be untenable, isn't it? Yeah. Regardless of the other 2 games.
Yeah.
If we win and we get a draw with Middlesbrough, it's it's not a bad week, really, is it? With going into the Huddersfield game, which is very winnable. I didn't see their result the weekend, but I know they'd had a poor start. So
who's that?
Huddersfield. They only won, did it, the weekend?
Yeah, Huddersfield won 4-0.
Yeah.
Huddersfield won, but Cardiff lost at home, didn't they? 2-1.
Yeah. Bloody hell. Gary, right, yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming on. Thank you very much, Gary. Thank you, Lee. Thank you again, Steve, for coming on the channel. Let's say I'll do another. I know we've got 2 weeks off. What's everyone got any plans? Any plans for this 2-week break?
Yeah, after
save up for the next away game.
Oh, what? Sorry, Lee.
Saving up for the next away game. Saving the pennies.
When's
QPR on a Friday night to look forward to in a couple of months' time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you lot know. The Barnsley tickets are on sale tomorrow to away memberships. I don't know if you lot know.
Is Huddersfield available yet?
No, it's
Huddersfield. No.
Barnsley.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow is the away membership for Barnsley away.
Right. So, yeah, I'll be getting them.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. So, tomorrow, if Forest fans, the Barnsley tickets are out tomorrow for away members. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for coming on my channel. Much appreciated, and I'd love to get you back on again, Steve.
Just give me a shout. I'm here.
Yeah, just stay away from that little man. Yeah, you know what I'm about.
Gary, thank you. Commented by now.
Yeah, no, he's not watching. No, he messaged me this morning when I announced.
Blocked, hasn't he?
I blocked him.
Ben's muted him.
But yeah, it's been a pleasure. Like I said, I will be doing another content before next week sometime. But people, if you are new to the channel, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see everyone soon. Up the Reds, everyone.
Up the Reds. See you later.
See you now.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
See you later.